The story of Apollo 13 space mission. Apollo 13 was the seventh crewed mission in the Apollo space program and the third intended to land on the moon. Launched on April 11, 1970, the mission became famous not for its lunar landing, but for the life-threatening crisis that unfolded mid-flight. The primary objective was to explore the From-Morrow formation on the moon, but the mission's goals shifted drastically after an in-flight emergency occurred, turning it into a struggle for survival and a safe return to Earth. The original crew for Apollo 13 consisted of astronauts Jim Lovell, Fred Haise, and Ken Mattingly. However, Mattingly was exposed to German measles shortly before the mission and had to be replaced by Jack Swigert. This change occurred just days before the launch, creating additional stress and adjustments for the team. Despite the sudden crew change, the astronauts quickly adapted and prepared for their journey to the moon. Leading up to the critical moment of the explosion, the Apollo 13 mission was proceeding relatively smoothly. The crew had conducted a series of routine checks and procedures, preparing for their lunar landing. On April 13, 1970, about 56 hours into the mission, the crew performed a standard procedure to stir the cryogenic oxygen tanks in the service module. However, this seemingly routine task set the stage for the dramatic turn of events that followed. Unknown to the crew and mission control, a damaged wire within one of the oxygen tanks sparked a catastrophic failure, leading to an explosion. The blast damaged the service module, leading to a critical loss of oxygen and power. Immediately after the explosion, astronaut Jack Swigert famously radioed mission control with the phrase, "Houston, we've had a problem."
Hey, Houston, we've had a problem here.
This calm and composed statement belied the severity of the situation. The crew quickly realized they were facing a life-threatening emergency and had to rely on their training and problem-solving skills to survive. Mission control in Houston worked around the clock to assist the astronauts, devising solutions to the myriad problems caused by the explosion. Apollo 13's crew holds the record for the farthest distance humans have ever traveled from Earth. After the explosion on board, the spacecraft looped around the moon, reaching a maximum distance of about 248,655 miles from Earth. This unplanned trajectory brought them further away from Earth than any other astronauts before or since, making their safe return even more remarkable. Following the explosion, the Apollo 13 crew endured extremely harsh conditions inside the lunar module. With limited power, they had to turn off all non-essential systems, leading to plummeting temperatures inside the spacecraft. The cold, coupled with the cramped quarters and the need to conserve water and food, made the journey back to Earth grueling. The re-entry of Apollo 13 was one of the most tense and critical phases of the mission. The crew had to manually adjust their re-entry angle to ensure they would safely enter Earth's atmosphere. Any miscalculation could have led to a catastrophic failure. After a tense and silent re-entry period, known as blackout, the spacecraft successfully splashed down in the Pacific Ocean on April 17, 1970. The safe return of the crew was met with worldwide relief and celebration, marking the end of a harrowing journey and a testament to the bravery and skill of the astronauts and mission control. The Apollo 13 mission is often described as NASA's successful failure because, despite not landing on the moon, it demonstrated the remarkable ability to overcome near-disastrous circumstances. The story of Apollo 13 remains a compelling chapter in the history of space exploration, highlighting the extraordinary efforts required to bring the astronauts safely home.